guys, and welcome back. So, we finally made it through another week, which means it's time for another budget review. So, let's get right into this and see, what I did this week. It's just been another week, but I guess that's what makes life exciting. So I'm just going to quickly flip through. Again, if you've never seen the Hemlock and Oak planner, they have this wonderful self-reflection values area in the front. But for the purposes of this video, since it is a budget planner and that, we're just gonna keep moving right along with the budget stuff. So again, the first goal that I set for this year was to get all of the store cards at $0. I went on a spending binge at the end of last year, so yeah, so we're still trying to contain that. It is taking a little bit longer than what I believe it should be. This is probably normal standard, but I always set high expectations and fail. So so that's why we're trying to do baby steps this year and just trying to really build that strong foundation into what healthy budgeting, healthy finances look like. So we can see the majority of them were paid off. We're still working on that household from Amazon and household from Walmart. And the funny thing is you could ask me what those charges would have been, and I can't even tell you. So, yeah, it brings like another perspective of charging more than what you can pay off at the time because again, if you're somebody like me, I've been carrying debt for a long, long time. And yeah, I think that's really the killer there is like years later, you're paying this stuff off, and I can't list to you what those items are. I have no idea. So, was the purchase worth it? No. And again, the whole meaning, the why behind why this goal is important is because having balances on any of these accounts takes away funds that I could be using to pay down what I call my actual debts. So, again, still slowly burning through that. We have the habit cultivation, the original main habit that I have, which I do say that I should add the other one on here, but simplicity here. I do the $5 a day. I've tried the other ones of where it's like, okay, every payday I'm gonna put back $50. Every payday I'm gonna do $75. Every Friday I'm gonna do 20, and like I'll put the money back, but then something happens and I talk myself into taking the money out and then using it, which defeats the purpose of the savings. For some reason, this whole $5 a day thing works for me. And the way that I looked at it is I had no problem putting $5 at a drive-through. Like, I'll go to Starbucks, I'll go to McDonald's, I'll go to, Wendy's, Burger King, Dairy Queen. Basically, I have no problem putting $5 through a drive-through window and thinking nothing of it. So why, like, what would be the issue of me putting $5 into my savings account? And because I'm not going to get the $5 back from Dairy Queen. So, same thing applies here, I guess. And somehow or another it works. It gives me a nice 1,825 at the end of the year. And again, I just roll that over into my emergency funds for the next year. But there was just something about this to where I will not touch those funds until the end of the year. And again, like that's whenever they instantly become emergency funds, and now they're no longer like fun funds, So they get to live a little bit longer. And again, like I wish I knew the psychology behind it. I don't, but I guess if you're trying a savings fund thing and like you just keep like you could put the money back but then you keep taking it back out, Try something simpler. Try $1 a day. Try $2 a day. Just if it's something that you do every day and you have no issue with seeing that amount of money go away for that day, try that amount because apparently we're already adjusted to see this number leave our wallets. So, um, it works. I wish I could explain more on it, but that's for me. That's that's how it works for me. Um, the daily framework page. Uh, the only thing I'm really going to get into with this one is for the last couple of years, I've been doing all my budgeting when I get home from work, which is around 1 to 3 in the morning. Um, I always thought that it was best to just list all the transactions that I had at the end of the day, and then I would just calculate from there. And what I learned from this page is that I was doing all of my budgeting, like when I'm drained. All the energy is gone. And so what I did is I just told myself, which, oh God, for the first week it was so difficult, but I just put it off to the side. I just, you know what, come home, relax, just wind down and go to bed and just prepare for the next day. And I start the morning with, you know, coffee, reflection, journaling, just try to get that out of my mind. And then the very next thing that I do is the budgeting. Um, it's where I'm relaxed. I'm in a good mental place. I'm not stressed. I'm not tired. I'm alert, and it I really can tell the difference because I am making way better decisions. Now, granted, do I make better decisions throughout the day? No. But in the morning when I'm doing my budgeting, I feel 100% confident in the money moves that I'm going to be making. Like I said, I cannot vouch for what occurs throughout the rest of the day. Sometimes it's not good, but yeah, in the morning, first thing, that is my budgeting time. It's like hands down the best time. It's almost like you're in a meditative state and things are clear. Um, Okay, so they go on to this 2 years at a glance page, and what I like to do with this is my projected payoff dates. Um, we can see that, you know, we're still making good progress. Perks wasn't supposed to be paid off until April 13th. We got that handled back in March. PSECU isn't supposed to be taken care of until July 27th, and I mean, we're getting closer to the date, but I'm really feeling confident that I can get that thing paid off by June 30th. I wish June 3rd. You never know. Maybe like Karma's listening and, you know, Karma, let me win the lottery, you know. But it is taking a little bit longer than I'm expecting, but then at the same time, like, I'm still ahead of the game. So I really think I set my expectations just a little too high. A little too high. So that's what we're doing, the bare minimum expectations here. And I don't believe I've said this for a couple videos now, so again, I try not to be redundant in each of the videos. So originally when I was doing this, I used what's called the Debt Payoff Planner app or stubit.com. I do have them linked in the description. They're both free to use. And what you do is you just put in all of your account informations. Like you get to name the account, the amount, what is it, the interest rate, due dates, and that type of stuff. You don't have to link the accounts. You just type in the stuff yourself, and it will give you this nice little projected payoff plan. You could choose snowball method, avalanche method. You could customize the payoff plan. It's really versatile, and that's really where I get all of my numbers from. For this one, I did the slowest of the slow payoff. All the other years I did like the super quick payoffs, and this year I was just like, okay, if the worst thing happened in every single one of these months and all I could do was pay the bare amount, how long is it going to take me to pay these stupid things off? And that's the projected dates that we're using. So far so good. As long as I still beat the, basically loser dates, I'm doing great, okay? I'm still winning. Okay, so then they move into this year at a glance page. Basically, this is just like all the things that occur during the year that you don't really think about until they, come up like within the next week, and you're like, oh, damn, it's, Memorial Day. Uh, so that's kind of what this page is all about. So we got birthdays, we got holidays, even snuck in Candle Day in there. Vehicle things, so we had the transmission, car inspection, registration of plates. The first year I did this, I had a driver's license renewal, so that was kind of cool because it just reminded me of like, hey, you kind of need to do this, instead of getting the surprise with the letter in the mail. So got that. We have large amounts of money out, so that's taxes. Large amounts of money's in, that's insurance funds. And I also decided to include doctor's appointments because, you never know what the insurance is going to cover. So, so we can see like we had a lot of doctor's appointments going on starting in January, really picking up in February. March, nothing, and then they are picking up again. So April and May are dentists and doctors. It's like the never-ending saga. So let's see, what else do we got on here? Normally I would only list the focus account, like what I call the account that I'm focusing on, that if I do any extra payments, it's going towards that account. So normally I would just list that one. But this year I wanted to list everything. Like if I got any of these accounts paid off, I'm listing them. It doesn't matter if it's the Target Target account. It always confuses me because Target is right above the Target account. Not just picking on Target, the Focus account, I guess. Focus Target. So the reason behind this is because none of these other red things would be marked on here other than the perks card, and I'd be looking at this going, yeah, okay, like, yeah, we had, New Year's Eve, we had Ray's birthday, we had a couple doctor's appointments. Like, why the heck did it take me so long to pay this off? And now all of a sudden, since these are listed on here, it's like, oh yeah, well, we paid the mini dumpster off, we paid the carpet scrubber off, I bought a new dryer, paid the cabinet off, paid Maurice's off, paid Target off, paid Discover off, paid Michael's off, and then, oh yeah, finally got the perks, which, brings us back to this goals page here as, yeah, having balances on these accounts, see them down here, see all these, it takes away funds that could be used to pay down the other debts. So yeah, that's why it took so long to pay perks off. At least that's my excuse. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Because in one weird way, it does motivate me to pay the store cards off whenever I'm feeling unmotivated to work on the focus account. And then the next week I'll be like, oh, you got to get to the focus account, and, oh, the store cards can wait. So it kind of like lets me have two targets, two focuses, instead of just having one and having like a bummy week where I kind of like screw everything back up. So I don't know. This is working. Yeah, hi guys. It's like a budget therapy video. It's really the reason why I do this. It's very therapeutic when I actually get to go through this, and I'm really hoping it doesn't sound like rambling, but it really helps me just sit and think about why I do what I do. If you got a budget planner, I mean, granted, you don't have to go onto YouTube and share it with everybody else, but just sit with yourself with a recorder. Just it takes me, I mean, I take like a break in between, but I'm gonna say about 40 minutes for each of these, and I just sit and talk about what I do to myself financially. So I don't know, that maybe that's what we all need. So moving on, we have the quarterly pages, and again, I didn't really know what to do with these, and because I mean, I got the 2 years at a glance, I got a year at a glance. Like, what am I supposed to do quarterly? I have goals pages, and it hit me. I was like, you know what? Um, I'm always curious because I always start the year with this. The standard page when you're paying off debts, you know, you list all your debts. I like to list mine smallest to the largest, and then, of course, the total amount. And I even made like a little coloring block sheet, $10 per block. So anytime I make a payment towards any of these, I get to color in the blocks. Sometimes I use a ruler, sometimes I don't. You know, perfectionist has really left the room a couple years ago, and it just took so long. Perfectionism just really stalls progress. So, yeah, no, I just hand rolled in, colored in, whatever it's colored in, and you know, like I've always done this, and then at the end of the year, I'm sitting there thinking, like, dude, you paid like $1,000 every freaking month towards these things, um, like what? Why isn't the balance going down? Like it does go down, but it's not as much as what you're thinking when you like actually consider it. And you're like, okay, I'm paying like let's say estimate $1,000 every month. There's 12 months. Correct me if I'm wrong. My math is horrible, but that should be $12,000. I only have 15,000 in debt. So, like, where's it going? Because I assure you, like, if we even get close to 10,000, it's going to be a miracle. All depends on how many of these I can get to 0%. But see, there you go. That's the catch there. These are not all 0%. And this, it's not funny. You have to laugh about it. But this is where you really get to meet interest. And so you can sit and think like, oh my God, I paid all this, I paid all that. Yeah, interest really does suck away from all the payments. So what I started to do, well, just keeping on with where we were, and then we'll discuss this up here. But what I do now is instead of just going by that one list for the year, I make that list every first of every month. So these would be the February 1st numbers. These are the March 1st numbers, April 1st, May 1st, and we can see we are set up and ready to go for June 1st. It's just a nice way of me being able to watch all of these guys and be like, you know, are we behaving? Are the numbers going down? We caught pesky Discover. Discover was going up. Um, when you're paying 100 something a month, it should not be going up. And that's when it hit me. Like what I was paying wasn't covering the interest. And then I really got to see what the interest was. And I said, no. No, 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 no. Because we're never going to get out of this. And so, yeah, it got moved over to Ally, which is a 0% balance transfer option. So now we can start seeing, like, yes, the balance is going down because that's what we want. We want this number to go down. And another fun thing for me, which not fun for my wallet, but fun for, you know, tickling my brain, is that with me paying $1,000 a month towards the debts, I'm really starting to notice that like $300 is about $350 give or take. Of that 1,000 is what's going towards my total. So I am trying to shop for other balance transfer cards just to see who has the best deals. And again, to try to get as many of these moved to lower interest, just to kind of get this number moving quicker. But just a quick summary of what's up here is I take the focus account that I'm working on, which we could see Q1 was my perks. Yes, the number and the math don't add up. This was a spending card as well. So again, this is a nice example of if you are trying to pay down debts, it's really, really, I can't think of the word. I really, oh my God, it's a blank. Where's a blank mind at when I need it? It's not suggested, okay? That is not the word I'm looking for, but that's the closest I got. Recommended, there we go. It is not recommended to be using the card that you are trying to pay off, get another one. I know it's like horrible advice, but if you know you're going to be using a credit card, do not use it while you're trying to pay it off, because the amount just jumps up and down like crazy. I did have to quit using it for a week just to get the actual amount that I owed on it, and we finally got all that taken care of. And I know what you're thinking, like, Sally, why were you still using it? The My Perks card gave me free gas. I got to put all of my bills onto it, and I earned what are called fuel points, and I literally got 30 gallons of gas free for every month. It was beautiful. It was so nice. And we can see that that program ended because the Perks card no longer exists. The Perks card was turned into an FNBO card. Pretty much I'm calling it effing boo, okay? But that is the real name of it. But that's what I learned today, and I'm really, really cranky about it. I'm gonna have to re-enter the world of paying for gas, and I'm not really pumped about that. But we'll get on to that later. But okay, yeah. See, it's almost time for a break. But yeah, okay, so we got this one paid off, and then we moved on to PSECU, which, like I said, that's why I want the PSECU paid off by June 30th, because I'm somebody who do like things to be, like, nice and neat, so I think it would be neat if I could just get this thing covered in Q2. And then, I mark down when I make the payments, and I do a rough estimate of what the balance is. And yeah, like we can see, like with PSCCU, I paid 100. That was the balance. That's what the estimated balance was, and we can see at the end of the month it was 988. That's it's 7-6 something more than what this is. That's because it is I believe like a 3% interest. It's 2 or 3%. Thankfully not 30. And so yeah, see, so he still has a little bit of interest that grows on him each month. All the more reason to get that thing to go bye-byes. I still plan on making that third payment, which would give me a 600 some total starting in June. I know it's a lot to ask for in June, but like I said, normally when I put my mind to something, it does really happen. I don't know why. Wish I would actually do that on important things. And of course, we got the seasonal page, and again, this is just a friendly reminder for myself next year, when I go to start planning for the year. The objective is to actually start putting funds away for these things ahead of time so that they don't come up and get me. But it just gives me a nice quick estimate of the type of things that's going to be on my mind, like snow removal, shamrock shakes, taxes, and then that way, I know the items, I'm ready for it, and I know the projected amounts, so then that way I could be prepared for that too. So, if yins can't already tell, my voice does start going after a certain amount of time. So, I do have to take a quick break, just to relax, my voice. So, I'll be back on soon. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for that quick break. It really does mean a lot. So, moving right on to the monthly, which it just hit me. Okay, so they start with this overview. It's, of course, May overview for us. And what we do is we start with the boundaries that we set. So of course, I'm working along with that. I need to be content with what I have. The focus should not be on what I can buy, because I could buy a lot of things. It should be shifted more towards what can I make. If it is something that I truly want and I have the means to make it, just because, I mean, come on guys, you see what's in the background here? I am a make type person, so instead of just buying things, if it's something that I can make, design myself, I should be going that route instead. And mainly Yeah, I might as well tell you. I'm getting into like making furniture, mainly storage for my craft items, which we all know are expensive, but it turns out like the type of wood in that I want to use are not. Um, Lowe's had a really good deal where if I bought batteries, which I was going to use anyways from a lawnmower, um, if I bought the batteries, I got a saw for free. And yeah, I'm just somebody where I was like, heck yeah, give me the free saw. So yeah, so that's really where that's coming from. Um, we have the 3 ways to carve out self-care time because whenever I'm doing these activities I'm really not spending money, so of course journaling and coffee, the AM routine, spending more time outside, that's actually using the weed whacker and the lawnmower that I bought, more time in the craft room, which is unfortunately the one thing that I really don't get to do. It's it's everything else. I don't want to say takes priority, but everything else just kind of like pushes the whole craft room time, to nothing. So that is the one. If I got to pick one of those, if I had more time to do stuff, it would be crafting. Again, the intentions for the month, there are 3 paydays this month, so I will make 3 payments to PSECU. That'd be 100 each, so that's 300. Going back to that page that we were on previously, I already got 2 of the 3 in, so I just got to make that last one this Friday. And of course, I was wondering if I like set it in stone, kind of like what I did with that one. With the store cards, maybe this will help tap my focus onto that account as well. So I just figured, you know what, we're just gonna focus on the Amazon card. The balance is 270. If I make 3 payments of 90, it could be paid off by the end of May. We can see I made one. I made one of the 90. But that is still $90 more than I believe I would have paid if it wasn't for me writing that down. Now, there's still a whole nother week of May, so I may get another 90 in there. Who knows? Maybe I'll have the stupid thing paid off. We never really know with me. I apparently am again learning through this process that I cannot predict the future. I can't predict what I do. More times than not, when I do try to, it is so wrong. So I just kind of throw some random ideas out here, and maybe my brain gets attached to one of them. Like right now, the PSECU payments, those are going by nicely. These little charts right here, these are all the purchases that I do charge, which of course, that is the main goal here. Only charge what you could cover. And we can see I'm doing great this month. Finally. And yes, guys, the stickers are trying to lift up. That's why I'm petting them. So yeah, like we could see, like April, not so hot. That's why I'm saying like the overspending got wild. So I want to temper that down there. So yeah, April, not so good. It really started in March. I want to say it was the I know it was the beginning of like spring, and I don't really know. Gotta really actually tap into why do we do the things we do. I think I was angry over the taxes. I think there was a lot of it. There was a lot of stress being involved at work. We just had the great health scare of February. So we could see no spending at all in February. So I don't know, maybe going to the doctor and dentist is a good thing for me, because we could see we did that in February, no spending. Look at that, I'm back to the dentist and the doctor, and we only got 2. And I can at least explain these. I can tell you what those are for. I have no idea what happened, okay? This was just mindless spending. So, trying to get back on task here. So yeah, that is the monthly habit there. That's what I was referring to back in that habit section of, I should probably list that on here one of these days. It's just I'm so used to just dealing with it here. What else do I got? Okay, so this is the little list that I create for myself. This is the how I figure out, like, do I really want those things? Do I really need those things? Um, like this one's like a 50-50. Some of these things, yeah, I do need, like the extra batteries. I count that as a need because if you have an electric lawnmower and you're out and you're cutting your grass and the batteries die, um, yeah, because you do want the batteries. You need the extra batteries. Ladies, if you got husbands and they're just like, we need extra batteries, give the man the batteries. Okay? Because you're finally got the momentum, you're getting the grass cut, you're getting everything looking nice, and then batteries die, and I'm telling you, it takes everything in you to go back out there because they take like 3 to 4 hours to charge. So yeah, if you see a sale on the batteries, get the batteries. The collagen is definitely a must. I kind of count the protein as a must now too. The Shopify account I finally got attached. Finally, after waiting since January, finally got that fixed. But a little too late because I spent $300 on a Wix site. But I love that site. I do. I love it. It's just it's very difficult to get people to use it. But times are tough, so that's probably not the best time to start a mini shop. But whatever. I spent the money. It's mine. So yeah, Shopify just 5 months too late. But I decided, you know what, I do like it. I like tagging my products, and it's just another opportunity for purchases to come in. What else? The only thing that I've yet to say yes to is tanning lotion right now. I feel like he's been on here for a couple months now. Yeah, so tanning lotion. So, I mean, even during the great spending spree of April, tanning lotion still wasn't bought. And look at that, tanning lotion's on March too. So still, he's a survivor. So I guess that's how I know. Do I really need this? No. And of course, I keep track of if I do make a purchase. It just kind of lets me know, when they're telling me that the package is going to be delivered, and when it was delivered. So yeah, and then okay, the little tracker things, these I kind of got sidetracked. I went down here, but what these are is sometimes we do make purchases on the credit cards. Sometimes they're smart purchases. Like we could say with the vitamin pills, which are a necessity for me. They're for my thyroid. The like actual thyroid medication does not work on me. Bad things happen if I take it. So I have to take the vitamins. And of course the car insurance. It's just cheaper. It's cheaper if you buy in bulk. Yes, I could pay per month, and of course I would have the funds per month. But with the SB pills, God, I almost want to say that I get like 40% off if I buy them in bulk, and this is a 6-month purchase. The car insurance, I get a month, if not 2 months of car insurance for free if I pay it in a 6 months payment plan. So I just put those on a 0% card, and then that way it's just like, I did pay it with cash, but I'm paying what I would pay per month for those items with cash. There's no interest involved. Technically, this is how you're supposed to use credit cards. What I wish I did 20 some years ago. The Wix site again, he's on another 0% offer, so I'm just doing my monthly payments on that. And of course, I made that tracker with the Amazon store card just to kind of like boost myself that maybe like, okay, if I see it visually, maybe I'll be more inclined to make the payments, which I kind of was, because normally I would only put like $30 on it. And this month I've already put 90, and I'm really thinking like, I don't know, I just tell myself, like, you could do better. And I think I really like the color in the squares. So, yeah, I'll be making another payment on that here later on this week. And again, we still have some of the purchases. These were purchases that I made back in April. So these ones, these are planned. Yes, guys, I keep an index of the smiley faces because sometimes I really do have to ask myself, how are you feeling? Uh, so, yeah, I'm definitely going to get the teens paid off, and I'm going to get the passion planner. That's all going to be paid off at the end of this week as well. But again, going back to what we saw on the goals page, like, I want to pay off the Amazon store card. So having balances on that store card is taking away from me focusing on these other things. So it's like, I don't know, that's what I like the most about this planner right now, is that I'm not only writing it, I'm not only thinking about it, I'm not only reflecting about it, but I actually get to visually see it. It's almost like those little counting blocks that we had back in elementary school. It's like they're coming back to haunt us or something in the budget book. Maybe that's how they should have taught us, with the little square things. I don't even know what they're called. If you teach small children, please give me the correct terminology for the little square unit blocks. Because that's what I feel like I'm making every time I make these. Okay, so yeah, back to that monthly page. It's pretty much self-explanatory. I list every and all bills. Some of these even include the accounts that are paid off, like we could see perks. I include everybody and everyone. Just because it's that friendly reminder, especially if you have the amount of accounts that I have, it's a friendly reminder to go log on, check it, and make sure that there is no surprise. And it's just nice to write a 0. It really is. It's nice to say, oh, I don't owe you nothing, X you out. So yeah, that's it. Like, the page looks way messier and way busier than what it actually is. It's just like, I don't know, like, I just need to mark down the 0 accounts throughout the week. It's refreshing, and at the same time it acts as that friendly reminder to check on those accounts, because if you're not using them, you're not going to be logging in and looking at them. So at least I know every 30 days I'm going on and checking on them and saying, hey, how you doing? How you hanging on there? Yeah, here's a glance at what my weekly layouts look like. And I know it's a lot messier, it's a lot chaotic than what a typical, what I like to call the boring budget planners, these things. I like keeping this off to the side. I still can't believe that I used to use one of these. This never worked for me. Never. Failed every month. Got really scary too, because when you do have the amount of accounts that I have, if you miss one, bad things happen. So that's how I ended up with this whole messy budgeting system that I got going on here. And yes, this is the week that we are on. See, we're in a good mood, we're hopeful. And like I said, I do these are wonderful. Again, these are from Hemlock and Oak as well. They're little sticky sheets, and I've had them since the beginning of the year, and I literally just move them on to the next week as I go. Okay, so going back to the weekly layout here. So, of course, I always start with the focus and the intention of the week. So, for this week, it was, again, less spending. Don't get too crazy. Make sure that we have the funds to pay for the things, so that we don't get more of those little box checkers. Again, the intention is keep working on paying all charges. We don't want to carry anybody over. Now, granted, it's safe to say, yeah, I'm still going to have the pills, I'm still going to have the car insurance, I'm still going to have the wigs. Hopefully won't still have the Amazon store card, but probably will. But like, when I'm referring to this, is is it's like all that extra spending, because I do still use credit cards, guys. I love the cash back. I love the rewards. I love knowing that if you make a bad purchase that it's covered. Not with PayPal though, we learned that. So there are pros and cons of credit cards. It's just the whole point of it is if you are putting it on there, like make sure you can pay the thing off. Okay, you have a 28-day grace period. If for me personally, it is the week. If I can't pay that thing off at the end of the week, it's a no-go. That's what's counted as the X. Like I made purchases. Let's go back here. Like the dentist. Okay, the dentist is the second X here. Did I need to go to the dentist? Yes. Did my insurance cover it all? No. I owe $250. Which we can see. Here he is, dentist. $250. See, you got his own little checklist. So I gotta take a breath. Getting too excited. So yeah, there are gonna be times which I love the people who say, oh, I want credit card free, which like yay, good for you. It's not reasonable for most people. I mean, I got rewards points in 0% for going to the dentist, okay? Like, yeah, I'm very glad that I did that. Now, could I use the emergency funds? If you remember, like I have emergency funds put back. Could I use that for the dentist if I didn't have the credit cards? Yeah. But at the same time, like I have until December to pay off the dentist. I'm pretty dang sure I can pay $250 off by December. 0%. And like I said, I earned, what did I get? I'm going to say, but it was about 10, maybe 12, no more than $15 back in points, which I can then use for whenever I want to get my tanning lotion. So I try to make the purchases work for me. But yeah, like I know by the end of tonight, I'm not paying the dentist off. So that's why he's considered an X. What else do I got on here? Like I said, I like it where it's messy. I like it where it's just, just splashed all over the page. There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. To me, it's more eye-catching, and it keeps me interested in the page. It makes me look at things instead of just going, oh, that's boring. So yeah, we got some journaling in. The week at work started off not so great. Not a great day at work. Of course, anxiety always occurs when you're going to the dentist. But I will say I had more fun at the dentist than work. Kind of got some good news on Wednesday. Getting some better news on Thursday. And, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just going to say I think next week at work's going to be delightful. So, yeah, like the whole drama, the whole negative vibe of the building kind of went down. And like I said, I just hope it carries on. What else do we got? Okay, so, it's kind of funny that I put this sticker here. So I found these little tracking things here. So what I'm using with these is I just figured, okay, we're just gonna do a new no spend, thing here, which of course, you could see, yeah, spend. When I'm saying no spend, I mean the crazy outrageous purchases that I really don't need to do. So if I could actually look at one of these and justify it, I counted it as an actual expense that was necessary. Time will tell if KDC is necessary, but right now I do want to improve my skills. So if it's $29 a month, it's $29 a month. If $29 a month can change my life, time will tell. I'm giving it a year. If I don't see any results in a year, it's done. It's no longer necessary. I caught up with some payments that I had earlier. Apparently, like I said, work's been crazy. So I just kind of put those off to the side. So those are covered. I knew when I made them that I had the funds for them. It's just sitting down and actually making the payments. Utilities, they're taken care of, got the car inspected, and then that leads us to getting that wonderful prompt, which if any of yous have anything on autopay, I'm sure that yous get these from time to time, but I completely forgot, because I have my protein set on GNC to like auto send me some like every 3 months, and I forgot. I completely forgot with everything that's going on to go on there and say, no, push it back another month. And yeah, so that happened, but then it was a friendly reminder of like, hey, you need your collagen at the same time. So both of those are made. Good news is I do have the funds. It's just they're on the perks card, and the perks card is getting switched over to FNBO. So I have to wait to make the stupid payment. But they're not considered X's because like I said, I have the funds. I have the funds to cover these. I just am waiting for the stupid card, which hopefully by tomorrow I could go on and pay those and make it go away. What else do I got? Of course, that designer charge, but I mean, that's kind of like KDC. Time will tell. And yeah, again with the boo news. No more perks card, no more free gas, which is a bummer because now I have to start putting money back for gas, which I'm not used to. I'm not. I know it sounds silly in today's day and age, but I am not used to this. So, last thing here is, yes, I do keep track of the me times because, again, it's just a friendly reminder of why it's important to do these. And again, going back to this, it's okay sticker, you know, it's okay to mess up, it's okay to be imperfect, it's okay for everything. Because it's going to happen. You can try to be perfect all you want. It's not authentic. It's not real, and it's really going to come crashing down, which the results would not be good. So I don't know. Like I think that's like the whole part of the budgeting journey for me is that you do learn to be a little bit nicer to yourself. You know, because you're like, if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, like, how do you feel about your money management? How do you feel about, like, how you handle numbers? And yeah, like, I do. Like, I mean, you can see, I am by far means, like, not the best, guys. I am not a professional. I'm not an expert. But, 10 years ago, I would have told you I am horrible. You know, like, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And it's, you know, like, I no longer feel that. I am not horrible. I am not the best. But I would like to say that I know more about my money than most people. I I know the ways that not saying the word ruin, but I know how I can get in my own way. And like I said, like that's what we're working on now. It's like how do we reduce that? You're never going to eliminate it, but like how can we reduce some of this stuff here? So yeah, that's how I explain the whole GNC thing. Is it's like yeah, normally I'm on top of that and I go on and say no, thank you. You know, skip that shipment, but this time I missed it. But I mean, at least it's for something I know I'm going to use, and summer's coming up, so I'm probably going to be drinking a lot of those. And this is, yes, we went with the red, white, and blue. It's Memorial Day week. And so this is the whole setup that we got going on. Nice blank, clean sheet here. And again, like I got room for the journaling. Of course, you know, it's a payday week, so we got that on there. Again, I'm just reminding myself because I think I got them all switched over, but I do want to go back to all the auto pays and just make sure that everybody is switched over to Discover because, like I said, if something's going on one of those cards, I will reap some type of reward for it. FNBO, you messed up. Because I was charging, I'm going to say probably about $2,000 on that card every month for my bills and everything. It was my go-to spending card. But you don't get me free gas no more. That card don't get used. So he's gonna get put in the wallet and probably left there to die. So they took the free gas away, guys. So yes, everything is getting switched over to Discover. But like, if you remember, earlier, way back when, Discover does have high interest. But again, that is another motivational factor for me, because with it having high interest, I think it's going to make me question the crazy purchases that I make. Like, we can see the teens is on perks. I didn't really think nothing of it. I was like, yeah, heck yeah, you know, put the tans on there, I'll get free gas, and I'll just pay them off whenever I go tanning. We're not going to be doing that on Discover. Not with 30% interest. No. So I think it's I think it's really going to make me really consider the amount that I put on now. Because again, like, it kind of all ties together now, because I only charge what you can cover. So yeah. Yeah, I hope this makes sense. It makes sense to me. I hope it carries over. But I feel like this is a good place to end. I feel like we've been doing this long enough here. And again, guys, I'm just going to close out right now and just say thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.